Brilliant, thanks both. We're heading to Liverpool now to hear how teenager Khan Odita's campaigning helped make the grass a little greener in his community.
My family and I, we're born and bred Scousers, and I love the community because it's really diverse and multicultural. But as a collective, there's one big issue, and that is fly tipping. I'm Khan, I'm 16, and I live in Toxteth. This specific fly tip was absolutely abysmal. It was directly opposite the local mosque, so the footfall every single day, thousands of people would see this piece of land. It was really just bringing the whole street down. What definitely acted as a catalyst for me to make action was seeing other areas around Liverpool, seeing the disparity between how different communities treated their streets. Why should it be like that in my community? Why do I have to live with fly tipping on my doorstep? I decided to just take action immediately. So I went door to door and I started asking my neighbours, do you want to form an action group? This is the problem we're facing. Let's tackle it together. And I got a resounding no from pretty much everyone because no one had ever taken action on it before and people didn't really understand what an action group was. So I had to start by myself, litter picking, going around with a bin bag, picking up what I could. And then over time, I amassed a small group of volunteers and got my neighbours interested. So looking at a rather large fly tipping hotspot, which was a green space, I realised this would be perfect for a garden. It sort of was a bit of a eureka moment, because I was like, this is the exact opposite of what it is right now. And this could actually be a really good opportunity to bring the community together. I began fundraising, and I also set up the Action Group as a community interest company in order to apply for funding. When I got home after school, I went out, I took a picture and just started throwing things on it, seeing what it could look like. And that was the first garden design. The guys came in, they did all of the construction work, like the back wall, fencing, the railings, all stuff like that. It took one day to get it all planted up because the volunteers came out in force and we got it planted up just in time for the launch, and the garden is now, finished. We have a small group of dedicated volunteers that help maintain the garden. People who work 9 to 5 still manage to make time to help out their community. It's literally just everybody coming together, uniting for a common cause, a common good, and providing something for all of their neighbours. Two of the services that we provide through the community garden are our giving wall and our community pantry. So the giving wall is where we put little seeds or seedlings, small plants that produce food so that people can go, take a little pot, take it home and grow. Then also the mobile food pantry comes every Wednesday for 1 hour. And the community comes out in force to use that. Only round the corner, there is another fly tipping hotspot where another community group is looking to turn that into a community garden. So I'm really pleased to see live the impacts that the community gardens happen, not only for local neighbours, but also for the wider community as well. It's definitely been a really positive thing for bringing people together. I'm really proud of the garden. Yeah, it just fills me with joy, really.
What an inspirational young man, and I'm delighted to say that Khan joins us now. Khan, it really is a pleasure to speak to you this morning. Looking at that garden is absolutely stunning. How does it feel for you watching that back and to know that you've had such an impact?
Well, first of all, hats off to the whole production team. That was an incredible film. I really appreciate the time that's gone into it, filming. You were literally following me all day, filming that, and the volunteers as well. So I really appreciate that. But yeah, it's really just surreal to see that something that was once just an idea in my head is now actually taking up space in the real world. People are using it, people are appreciating it and looking after it. And it's actually having such, positive impact. People enjoy the space. So yeah, it's just really, really a great feeling to see it actually being there.
Yeah, absolutely. And because of this, you've actually won some awards, haven't you?
Yeah, I've won a few. I've won three main awards. I mean, the best one, well, the latest one was from the High Sheriff of Liverpool. I've also got one from the PM as well, and the local combined authority as well. So yeah, I've got a few.
You're racking up these awards, Khan, I tell you what. And just actually seeing the community coming together, using the space, which is all through your passion and determination, that must be an incredibly rewarding feeling.
Well, it really is because I do live quite close to the garden. So whenever I'm walking to and from school, especially when it's nice weather, which is a rarity here, there's always someone in there enjoying it. The bees love it as well. The biodiversity's increased, tenfold. So yeah, it really just is great to see that it's become part of people's day to day. On the street, Urbансcape is the only place where you can actually sit down and have a conversation. We've got a few benches in there, and people from all ages use the garden. People my age come in groups and have a laugh, but are respectful to the space. Elders that are in the area also like to sit there as well.
Oh.
Young kids on scooters, people on bikes. So the fact that it's open means everyone and anyone can use it.
And that's the thing, isn't it? Like you said in the film, this really is a space where the whole community is coming together, young and old. Have you got any plans in the future now, Khan, to move on to other spaces? I'm sure the demand is high for you now.
The demand is quite high, yeah, but I have no particular plans. But if there's ever an area that would be in need of a garden or any similar project to improve the area, the green space, and people's well-being, I'd be looking to take that on, absolutely. But for now, within Urbanscape, for the coming months and into the new year, I'm looking to just deliver some activities there. So we're looking to do some social prescribing, get people in, do some gardening, make some new friends, as well as some other things as well, shortly. So yeah, that's what I'm focusing on, and my A-levels as well.
And your A-levels too. That sounds like a great idea. So for anybody watching this morning, and I'm sure there'll be quite a few that are feeling incredibly inspired by everything that you've done, what advice would you give them if they want to go on a similar path to you?
Well, I've got two words of advice. The first one would be don't expect everything to just run smoothly. Nothing really runs smoothly in the world. There's always ups and downs. Within this project, there's been many downs, one after the other. Throughout the 2 years, we've been through about 5 contractors. And despite having funding, it was incredibly difficult to nail anyone down to build it. But in being dropped, we were going further and further towards this deadline of March. But the other piece of advice links into this, and that's always having a positive mental attitude and taking the positives out of things. So even though we'd been dropped from many contractors, I took that and I realized, look, I've just gained some knowledge of construction, project management, of architecture, and I can actually subcontract myself. So that's turning, something negative into a positive. So then we managed to actually meet the deadline by working towards the goal and finding the people ourselves. So yeah, apart from that, I would say just make sure you persevere. If you've got a good idea, even if no one believes you at the start, just go for it. And eventually, if it is a good idea, people will support you and back you eventually.
I love it, Khan. Honestly, you're 16 years old, but you're so wise, so creative, doing fantastic work. Thank you so much for taking the time to speak to us.
Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
Take care.